Hi guys, my name's Adam and welcome to my new video. Maybe you're a user who recently purchased his or her very first iPhone and you were used to using an Android device, for example, and iOS is an unexplored territory for you and you're maybe feeling confused. Well, don't be. iOS is a great platform and the system offers so much more powerful and useful functionality that may not be visible for a new user. So I summed up some of the most useful features that may come handy if you're new to the iOS. So get your new iPhones ready, and here we go. For every new iPhone user, the AirDrop is one of the most essential functions. Android users are used to transfer files between devices via Bluetooth, and they always wonder how they can do this with their iPhones. And the answer is AirDrop. The AirDrop is the feature which allows you to share everything you can imagine with other people using the Apple devices. You can share photos, videos, voice memos, links, contacts, passes, location, and everything else you can imagine. It's just the easiest thing ever. AirDrop is very fast sharing because it uses peer-to-peer connection via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. It just detects which connection is faster and it uses that one. You can turn on AirDrop by opening up Control Center on your iOS device and then open up the connection menu, and here's the AirDrop icon. You can choose to turn it off, keep receiving on for your contacts only, or keep receiving on for everyone. If you want to share something with someone via AirDrop, you just go to that app, here we are for example in the Photos app, and just by clicking the Share button, you get to the AirDrop option, and here you see all the available devices. The devices you're trying to reach has to be turned on and unlocked to be able to receive it. I love AirDrop because it's really fast and almost all third-party developers support this feature, so you can use it almost anywhere. The only downside is the AirDrop is only available for Apple devices, but if your friends are using iPhones, iPads or Macs, then you'll be just fine. 3D and haptic touch is in my opinion one of the most useful features of the iOS, and I'm surprised that many people still have no idea that they can use this. So what is it? It's the feature that lets you long press on an icon on the home screen or any other element across the OS to access additional menu or information. On the iPhone 6s up to the iPhone XS models, these phones support the 3D touch, which means the phone reacts to the pressure you apply to the screen. Since the iOS 13, you can also use this function on these phones simply by long pressing without any pressure, but using 3D touch, it shows you the menu a lot faster. On the iPhone 11 and newer, you can only use haptic touch, which is basically just long pressing. So where can you use this? The most obvious is the home screen. Here you can long press on an icon, for example settings, and you can see I get this quick menu that can get me quicker to the most used settings. Or I can use it on a clock to quickly create an alarm, or phone app to see my favorites, or camera for example, to quickly make a photo or selfie. But even third-party developers often use this feature, like for example here my Vodafone app, where just by long pressing I can see this little widget with my used data and minutes from my plan. I don't even have to open the app, it's pretty useful. The other useful tip to use it is in the Control Center. You probably knew that you can access additional menus by holding your finger here, for example on the connection section. But did you know that you can long press on the Wi-Fi for example, and it shows you all the available networks, or in Bluetooth where it shows you the devices you can connect to? It's pretty useful. And that's basically it for 3D and haptic touch. You can use it in many more places across the iOS. So when you see a clickable element on the screen, try to long press it sometimes, and you will be surprised how many hidden menus or useful shortcuts you will find. When one of my friends gets an iPhone for the very first time, I can be sure that they will text me how to make a screenshot on the iPhone. Well, screenshotting on the iPhone is actually a really powerful feature, so let's see how you do it. It's simple. Anywhere you are in the system, you just press together the power button on the right side and the volume down button on the left side. You have to do it simultaneously, and you will see this little animation and your screenshot here on the bottom left. You can click it and you get to the screenshot editor. Here you can do almost anything. Obviously you can delete it or share it. for example with AirDrop, like I showed you earlier. But you can also annotate it, draw into it, you can add text, shape, magnifying glass, just almost anything. You can even sign it if it's some document. And when you're finished, you just press done and it saves the screenshot to your photo library. It's really powerful and really simple. And like Steve Jobs would have said, there's one more thing. Maybe you want to take a screenshot of the website, so let's see how you do it. You just open Safari and go to any website of your choice. Make a screenshot, and in the screenshot editor, you see that you have the option to keep only the screenshot of the screen, or you can make a screenshot of a whole web page, which is pretty amazing and a lot of people don't know about this. And that's the screenshot functionality in the iOS. Every iOS user probably uses the control center. It's the fastest way to do a lot of things in the system, like toggle the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on and off, to control your music, change volume, brightness, etc. etc. But here on the bottom of the screen, you have these individual icons to quickly access some apps or settings. But did you know that you can change these or even add new ones? Yes, you can, and it's actually really simple. Just go to the settings, then the control center, and here you have the option to customize controls. And voila! Here you have a lot more controls to add to your control center. On the top you can see the ones I have in my control center, and I can even rearrange the position. And here on the bottom you can see the new ones I can add to my control center. There's a lot of useful stuff, like for example notes, stopwatch, voice memos and more. So let's add notes and voice memos for example. Just press the plus icon, and when you access your control center, you see I have these two new icons for notes and voice memos. And because you already know what 3D and haptic touch is, you can try using it on these icons. And you can see I can quickly access this menu for notes, and I can also see some of my newest voice memos. It's pretty cool. I just wish Apple would let third-party developers to get access to the control center, so they can make their own toggles for it. That would be actually really useful. This feature is also one of the least known features of the iOS, and again, it's one of the most used ones, in my case at least, and that's the Spacebar Trackpad. It's a really simple feature to help you out with the text editing on a touch-based device. You know how you write these awfully long messages or emails, and then you notice that you made a mistake in one of the words, and you try to tap on the word to fix that error, but it's just too small and your fingers are too big. And when you finally manage to do it, then it just lets you to remove the whole word and not just fix the error. Well, in that case, it would be pretty wonderful to have a cursor like on the PC or Mac, wouldn't it? So let's bring the cursor. All you have to do is to long press on the spacebar on your keyboard, and boom, the keyboard gets blurred and here's your cursor. And you can move it anywhere you want, and it makes text editing on your iPhone a much more easier and precise than ever before. If you have iPhone XS and older with the 3D touch, then this feature is even more accessible than on the newer devices, because you can use the 3D touch on the whole keyboard instead of just the spacebar, so it's even easier to use. Have you ever needed to scan some paper documents because you needed to annotate them, or to sign them, or to quickly send them to someone, and you didn't have any copy machine or scanner nearby? Well, then you probably ended up taking pictures of these documents, and the quality probably sucked. And you almost certainly didn't know that you can quickly turn your iPhone into a powerful portable scanning machine. And it's really easy, and there are two options how to do it. First one is in the Notes app. You just open the app, hit New Notes, and you have camera icon here on the bottom. Tap it and choose Scan Documents. Now just position the document in front of the camera, and the iPhone should automatically recognize the document. When it's recognized, you just take the picture, and boom, you have your scan. Now you can resize it by moving the corners, and then you can hit the retake option if you're not satisfied, or you can keep the scan. Right now, you can scan more documents, or press the Done button if that's all you needed. And then it's added to your note. When you tap on it, you can do some editing, use different filters or like that. You can send it to someone, and you can use the markup option to annotate it or even to sign the document. It's basically the same option you get when you take a screenshot as we saw earlier. You can do all of this much quicker when you just long press on the notes icon on your home screen and choose the scan document option. It takes you right into the scanning. The second way how to use this feature is in the Files app. You might not want to use the scan in your notes because you want to save them to a folder, for example. So you just open the Files app, and on the main browse screen, you just hit these three dots at the right up corner and pick the Scan Documents option. Or you can navigate to a specific folder, long press anywhere on the screen, and pick the Scan Documents option. It's really easy. And the last feature I will show you today is the iCloud backup feature, which is, unlike the other features I showed you today, pretty well known across the iPhone users. And that's why it surprises me that many people have this feature turned off. When you get a new iPhone, it tells you that you should turn on the backup option. If you ignore it, it will keep popping up in the settings, and you even get a notification badge on the settings icon. That's why I don't understand why so many people don't just turn this feature on. You can do it in the settings, then hit your name and tap the iCloud, and here you have the iCloud backup. When you turn it on, it will automatically back up your phone to the iCloud. Don't worry about the backup draining your battery or chewing data from your plan. It only does backup when your phone is plugged and connected to the Wi-Fi. So in my case, it usually does it overnight. And what does the iCloud backup do? Well, it basically backs up your entire phone to the cloud. Your entire settings, your mail, contacts, calendars, notes, messages, Safari bookmarks, even your wallpaper and all your installed apps. It even backs up your photos if you have the iCloud photo library feature turned on. And why exactly do you need this? So, for example, try to imagine a scenario when your phone is stolen or it's broken and you can't turn it on. So you go and buy a new iPhone, and everything from the old one is gone, simply because you didn't turn the iCloud backup on. And if you would have turned it on, then in the initial setup screen of your new iPhone, you would just enter your Apple ID, choose the option to restore the phone from the iCloud backup, and then in a few short minutes, your old iPhone would come alive on your new iPhone. Because everything would be the same. You won't need to set up anything. So please everyone, turn this feature on. You don't know where it might be a lifesaver for you. So guys, that's it for today's video. I hope it was helpful for those of you who are new to iPhones and iOS. I wrote down around 30 of these tips, but I couldn't possibly fit it to one video. So I decided to split it into more videos. So this was a part 1, and do expect the second videos with these tips to be released soon. What is your most favorite iPhone feature that a lot of people don't know about? Write me in the comment section, and please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Also consider subscribing. I do upload new videos almost every other day now, so expect new ones soon. Until then, have a great day, stay safe, stay healthy, stay home, and see you in the next video. Bye!